Top 20 Iconic Quotes Film from The Third Man, 1949. The Third Man, 1949, directed by Carol Reed, is a quintessential film noir set in post-war Vienna, a city divided and shadowed by intrigue. The story follows Holly Martins, Joseph Cotten, an American pulp writer who arrives in Vienna at the invitation of his friend Harry Lime, Orson Welles, only to discover that Lime has died under mysterious circumstances. As Martins investigates, he unravels a web of deceit, corruption, and betrayal, ultimately uncovering shocking truths about Lime's illegal activities. The film's haunting atmosphere is amplified by its iconic Zither score by Anton Karas, the stark chiaroscuro cinematography, and the morally complex characters. Welles delivers a magnetic performance, with his legendary and quote, cuckoo clock and quote, speech as a standout moment. Themes of loyalty, morality, and the human cost of greed resonate throughout. The Third Man remains a masterclass in storytelling, offering an unforgettable blend of suspense, style, and cinematic artistry. In Italy, for 30 years under the Borgias, they had warfare, terror, murder, and bloodshed. But they produced Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, and the Renaissance. In Switzerland, they had brotherly love, 500 years of democracy and peace. And what did that produce? The cuckoo clock, and quote, Harry Lime, Orson Welles, and quote, You Were Born to Be Murdered, and quote, Anna Schmidt, Alida Valli, and quote, Nobody thinks in terms of human beings. Governments don't, so why should we? And quote, Harry Lime, Orson Welles, and quote, Would you really feel any pity if one of those dots stopped moving forever? And quote, Harry Lime, Orson Welles, and quote, I never knew the old Vienna before the war, with its Strauss music, its glamour, and its easy charm, and quote, Holly Martins, Joseph Cotten, and quote, You're a writer. You're going to leave it to the police, and quote, Harry Lime, Orson Welles, and quote, Death's at the bottom of everything, Martins. Leave death to the professionals, and quote, Major Calloway, Trevor Howard, and quote, Oh, Holly, you and I aren't heroes. The world doesn't make any heroes outside of your stories, and quote, Harry Lime, Orson Welles, and quote, I don't want to use the word influence, but rather the word dominate, and quote, Harry Lime, Orson Welles, and quote, He never grew up. The world grew up around him. That's all, and quote, Major Callow, Harry Lime, don't be so gloomy. After all, it's not that awful. Like the fella says, in Italy for 30 years under the Borgias they had warfare, terror, murder, and bloodshed. But they produced Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, and the Renaissance. In Switzerland they had brotherly love. They had 500 years of democracy and peace. And what did that produce? The cuckoo clock. So long, Holly Martins. Have you ever seen any of your victims? Harry Lime. You know, I never feel comfortable on these sort of things. Victims. Don't be melodramatic. Look down there. Tell me, would you really feel any pity if one of those dots stopped moving forever? If I offered you £20,000 for every dot that stopped, would you? Really, old man? Tell me to keep my money. Or would you calculate how many dots you could afford to spare? Free of income tax, old man. Free of income tax, the only way you can save money nowadays. Harry Lime. Nobody thinks in terms of human beings. Governments don't. Why should we? They talk about the people and the proletariat. I talk about the suckers and the mugs. It's the same thing. They have their 5-year plans, so have I. Holly Martins. You used to believe in God. Harry Lime. Oh, I still do believe in God, old man. I believe in God and mercy and all that. But the dead are happier dead. They don't miss much here, poor devils. Major Calloway. Go home. Martins, like a sensible chap. You don't know what you're mixing in. Get the next plane. Holly. Martins. As soon as I get to the bottom of this, I'll get the next plane. Major Calloway. Death's at the bottom of everything, Martins. Leave death to the professionals. Holly Martins, mind if I use that line in my next Western? Major Calloway, I told you to go away, Martins. This isn't Santa Fe. I'm not a sheriff and you aren't a cowboy. You've been blundering around with the worst bunch of racketeers in Vienna, your precious Harry's friends, and now you're wanted for murder. Holly Martins, put down drunk and disorderly too. Major Calloway, I have